Well, we have just a testro cast today. Hannah Claire is sick. She's sick.
Boo. Of course, she's pale as a ghost. She's not taking the supplements from wearechange.shop, clearly.
No.
Because if she was, she'll be good.
Yeah, and she'd obviously have, a lot darker skin too. You're pretty pale for a Miami guy, to be honest with you. I mean, you don't really tan much, do you?
I can't.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like your skin complexion, like you just burn probably.
No, I used to love tanning. I used to love doing it all the time, and then I got like skin cancer, like pretty serious about it. And I'm like, wow, that sucks.
Just do this. Go to the spray tans. It's not. There's no shame in a spray tan.
Yeah, just hazardous chemicals that paint your skin. Absolutely nothing could go wrong with that. All these like glues and paints and colors that are artificially created in a factory in China or India. Mm-hmm. Let's just put that on my whole entire body. And nothing wrong could go there.
I feel like if it comes from India, I have a feeling what they're using to make it the brown color. I don't know. It's just a speculation. I think I'm talking about poop out there for people in the chat. Lots to talk about today. How's your week going, Luke? Still fighting the good fight?
Something crazy is happening on YouTube. That's just wild to see. It's not comforting, but yeah, I'm trying to ride out the storms as best as I can without making, too much drastic changes yet, but probably going to have to do some drastic changes if things don't pick up.
It's a double whammy, right?
Yeah.
Like January, like I know viewers don't really give a shit about like creators when they talk about ad revenue, but like everybody basically knows, even non-creators, like January's rough. It would be fine if like the views are still there, because then it's like, okay, well, when things come back around, things will be okay. But neither there. Now, I did have a video yesterday, got 350,000 views, and I'm testing some stuff. I mean, even the Beanie Man is getting pretty clickbaity. Like he may not publicly admit it, but he's gone to the "she did what" thumbnails or like the titles, and I'm like, okay, well, so it's not just me, it's basically everybody. I do think that there's
I was with him and we were talking because we were at the poker table. Yeah. And he was like, I'm A/B testing titles. And he was like, the best ones are ones that are just like, it happened. Like, and I'm like, why?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like, why? Why is that? It's like you describe exactly what happened in like good detail and make it concise and make you think you make it more digestible for the average person.
Yeah.
And Tim's like, I give extremely detailed titles, and then I do "it happened," and then "it happened" does the best.
Yeah.
And he's like, because he's testing them out, and he's like, dude, I just put random guggly gunk and people click on it more for some reason.
Yeah, it's a dangerous game. I haven't gone to that because it really pisses people off. Yeah. So like
I tried it doesn't work for me.
Yeah, it doesn't. I found that like long, annoyingly specific titles work the best for me. Like if I do the super vague shit, people don't click. And
those do awful for me. Like long titles with descriptions, they do so bad for me. And I'm like, why?
Yeah. It's very interesting. But I think if you go with "it happened" too many times, people are going to get pissed because it will temporarily help your click-through rate, but then people are going to be like, they'll be annoyed. I think the right answer is somewhere in the middle,
Yeah.
There's something
that's what
to
we kind of are implementing. It's like a little detail, a little like generalized. It's like,
yeah, it's interesting, but it's good. I mean, things are. I mean, I feel like I'll share some what I found with you because I feel like I'm on a good run. I had one get like 350K yesterday and 150K, really good. And then 2 days ago I had one that was like 300K. I think I've been fooling with the time slots. That's what's made the difference for me. I don't know if it's just things are hyper saturated in my old time slot. Like I used to always go like 1, 2, 4, 5, and 6.
Yeah.
And then I tried to do 11. That was not good. Now I've just started publishing later in the day. And maybe it's because I always just like, well, everybody's watching Timcast. It hasn't affected me. I published a video during Timcast last night. It has 350,000 views. Like, it's killing it. So I think that it's a fallacy. Wait, resume posting on Rumble. I have been. What are you talking about? Let me double check here. We're missing yesterday's. Yep. Let me fix that right now. Well, my editor took a different job.
That. I thought YouTube said no more of that.
What do you mean? Like the API? Yeah, I have to do it manually. But like so Steven took a different job. He got a really good job. I'm happy for him. But he handled all that. So I had to bring in 2 people, and we're still kind of figuring out who's supposed to be responsible for what. I'm probably just gonna have to take over the Rumble posting because it's just easier for me to just upload to 2 places at once and be done with it.
Yeah.
So they're working on it right now, guys. So that'll get fixed tomorrow.
But otherwise, without getting into the making of the sausage,
yeah, people don't care about business talk.
Yeah, health is really good. Sleep is on par. I'm really like dialing in my health. 95 sleep score yesterday. The day before that, 97. I'm finally like doing like extreme like boxing and physical training. So I feel like I'm finally just like figuring out and dialing everything in, and everything's working really well with like my physical and mental health. So that is something that I strive to help everyone with as much as I can. And, so far, if people ask how I'm doing, I kind of give more of a detailed answer. In Poland, if you ask us how we're doing, we're actually going to tell you how we're doing. It's an Eastern European thing. A lot of Americans are like, yeah, we're fine. Yeah, whatever. The Europeans are like, okay, let me tell you about this butt munch. Let me tell you about this horrible person.
Yeah.
We're definitely a little bit more descriptive on it. So, I mean, a lot of people are getting sick around me. I'm not.
You know what's crazy? You mentioned the sleep thing. My wife got me like basically every sleep gimmick product on the market. And she's like, here, you have 45 days to test them all out. And then we'll return the ones that don't work. Because I have also been working on my sleep. Like, everything starts with sleep, like your whole day. And I've been using a white noise machine that seems to help me stay asleep longer, because it seems to like the little noises around the house, like the cats or the dogs, it doesn't wake me up as frequently. And then she bought me some teas, which I couldn't really, I don't know for sure if they do anything or not. But then also she bought me a weighted blanket. That didn't do anything, so we returned that because that was expensive. It was a 45-pound blanket.
I liked it. I like them a lot.
Yeah, I liked it. It's weird how to describe it. It's really for people with like autism. But like,
perfect for me.
Yeah, that's what she's like, she's like, well, aren't you on the spectrum? I said, yeah, I put it on and it did like, it feels good. It's hard to describe. But I didn't seem to affect my sleep, so I've been adjusting my, like I have a sleep number bed. So I've been going 5 PSI higher every night and then 5 PSI lower to figure out which is the right, like, firmness.
Do you have the temperature cooling bed? Because that's the biggest difference.
Yes, I do.
I like that a lot. That's the biggest game changer for me.
That's money. Like, I try to it's expensive, and so I try to not be like, well, you have to have this, but I can tell you it has changed like our lives. Like, and especially because my wife sleeps hot, and so she.
Well, I told you about it. I told you which one to get, and I was like, dude, you got to get this one. It's awesome. It's incredible.
Yeah, we have. So she runs hers like a little bit cooler than mine, but everything, like, I talked to Sam Hyde about because he's really into sleep too. And he's like, you want to sleep as cold as you can, like comfortably. Like, you don't want to be shivering, but you want to be like, so if you want to put blankets on, then you get those chili pad like underneath. There's a lot of different brands out there. I'm not endorsing any one or the other, but that has been a game changer. Like, I just love that a lot.
Yeah. Do you do the blue blockers?
No, I don't. You want it on your, what's that? Like the glasses?
You don't know what blue blockers are? You're looking into sleep. You're not looking into blue blockers.
Well, I know what blue blockers are. Yeah. Why does it matter in bed? I don't have any lights in my room.
It matters before you go to bed.
Oh, right? During the day.
So as soon as it gets dark, I usually just I have lower ones. These are the really intense ones.
Well, I have that on my regular glasses. There's blue light filtering on my regular glasses.
Yeah, but those are probably weak and suck. Those are probably not doing the job well. But for me, it's been my vitamin D. That's been the craziest aspect of this all. Because I was always struggling and being pissed off because I calculate my sleep score with all these apps and trackers, and I have multiple ones. And I'm like, how do I get my sleep score high? And it was always in the 70s. It was always in the 80s. And I always had a hard time sleeping on my back, which I guess you're supposed to do, or sleep on your left side for
left side.
For your stomach acid. So I tried to do it I couldn't do any of that. And I was struggling to sleep, and I was freaking pissed off. And then I finally just started taking vitamin D, and it's incredible. Now I can sleep on my back. I sleep really good. Now my sleep score is always in the 90s.
You've been taking vitamin D rectally.
Why did you have to go there?
I've never had my sleep score over 80, but I have. It's gotten better, and I will say it does change. There's a benefit. Not everything works for everybody. We also started. I also started banning electronic devices after 8 p.m. So no cell phone, no TV after 8, because there's something about that.
Someone in this chat said magnesium spray. I got that too.
Some people are saying
take the magnesium rectally. Do not do that. Don't do that. The
Trust
chat.
him.
What with the chat and these comments? We're trying to give you life-altering, hopeful advice.
Yeah.
And it's you take the D up. You know what? Come on. Come on now. Trying to have a serious conversation here.
Yeah. We'll talk. We'll go to the news now. Chat's melting that we're not on the news. But yeah, sleep is an important thing. You should.
It's the most important thing.
Yeah. And you start to learn 6 restorative hours are better than tossing and turning for 8 or 9 hours. Knowing when to get up instead of laying around. Jeremy, what kind of mattress do you have? It's a Sleep Number. I think that's just the brand. I bought it from the Sleep Number store. But there's all sorts of beds. I'm not endorsing them. I'm sure there's all sorts of beds that you can adjust the firmness and stuff. I like that because when I'm sore or whatever, I make it softer. When I'm sick, it's softer. But I try to sleep as firm as I can. For my back. But anyway, so we had Ilhan Omar attacked yesterday. Interesting timing. This is probably a good transition. Let me put this up on the window or on the screen. Speaking of, shout out Kalshi, friend of the show. Just some content use Kalshi for. You can use Kalshi to check odds or track sentiment. And it's the only place that you can trade these kind of events legally in all 50 states. I also have a $10 promo for users who sign up with my link/code. Down in the description, it's kalshi.com/quartering. Lots of fun. And also, let's look at this. Who will be charged with a federal crime in 2026? This is John Brennan versus Comey versus Letitia James. I believe Ilhan Omar was on this list. I don't know. Do we think Ilhan Omar will be charged for her winery stuff? I'm going to say yes. Do you think we're going to see Ilhan Omar?
Are we going to see her in real life? What you mean?
No. Do you think she's going to get charged over this winery stuff?
No.
Yeah, probably not.
They can't even get Don Lemon, right? And they're probably not going to get him. I know they're talking about grand jury indictments. I'll believe it when I see it. I'm so black-pilled about how this administration has been handling everything.
I know.
I'm just like, you know, they show all these memes and they talk a tough talk and they say they're gonna. They have their strongly worded letters. She did the meme. I can't believe she did it.
I know. I know.
And Bondi did, and I'm like,
who
my
told
goodness.
her? Who told her that was a good idea? Like,
maybe
well,
I think yeah, if you're a conspiracy theorist, you're kind of thinking that this is a deliberate sabotage of Trump, right?
Someone's giving her bad advice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Kalshi has it at 50%. She may be charged with a federal crime. I would say almost 0% chance, but that's the black pill talking. Yeah. Like, I've been getting so black pill that I ordered Pokemon cards and Magic cards to open on my channel over the weekend because I just can't. Like, it's just so bad. Like, I can't even watch Timcast anymore because it's just black pill cast. And like, I wish they would do something. Like, the whole Ilhan Omar winery story that Benny Johnson broke, but was largely well known before. Not to take anything away from Benny, but it wasn't the first time I'd heard about this winery being worth like $1 billion. Even if it turns out to be fraudulent, it's not going to be tied back to Ilhan Omar. It'll be tied back to her husband.
Why are the YouTubers finding out about all these crimes? Right? We have the full might of the federal government, the FBI at the helm of this administration, and it's YouTubers breaking all of these stories of all this corruption.
Yeah.
People that are committing all this waste, fraud, and abuse, which is rampant right now. The DOJ, by the way, is going after forced reset triggers. They're going after rare breed triggers, and they're like supporting like insane gun control talking points that are just wild. And I'm like, what? And this is my warning. And a lot of people were telling me, "Oh, Luke, you're just crazy. Oh no, Luke, you're just what was it? What do they call me? All these names.
Your TDS or the
you just have TDS.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, listen, Pam Bondi becoming the Attorney General was not a good look. As soon as Matt Gaetz was replaced, I was like, this is bad. She's not good on the First Amendment. She's not good on the Second Amendment.
To be fair, Matt Gaetz was never getting confirmed. Let's be real. They were going to drag out that.
Was there one high profile person that they weren't able to get? I mean, they had Congress, they had the Senate.
True, but they had the sex scandal on Matt Gaetz, and that was going to ruin his marriage. You know, like I have a feeling he's just like, you know what, I just can't. You know, I can't. You know, I don't think Matt Gaetz did anything wrong. I think he had a sugar baby, or whatever you call him. He had some young girl he bought shit for, and she would blow him. Surprise alerts, America. There are a lot of men and women who participate in this very transactional type of relationship. It's not illegal. I don't think, but I do think he was worried maybe about it ruining his marriage, because it would have been frontline story for months until he could get confirmed.
Well, it depends. It would have been depending on his actions, right? Because if he went after the Epstein stuff, they would have taken that out, right? They would have been like, hey, look what we got on you.
Yeah. And maybe there's worse.
It all depends. But if he was playing ball, it would have been a little bit different here. But he was one of the people, regardless of those accusations, that was more willing to buck the system and actually get real accountability, oddly enough, than almost anybody else. But it should have been so many other people that should have been in that role. And I didn't see this as a good move personally. Now, there's also reporting right now that the 5 Million winery is vanishing without a trace. That there's no footprint, is just all gone.
I have that video.
Yeah,
they are wiping. So to continue on the Ilhan Omar thing, I mean, this winery. We're not even getting into her attack last night, which was obviously, I would bet my left nut that was fake. But here we have, she's wiping all her websites related to her winery. This is not the actions of an innocent person.
Another major asset she listed in her financial disclosure is this winery. What does a Somali know about wineryism? Okay, that was
wineryism? I think there's probably a word for owning a winery, but
yeah,
I digress.
In 2023. That was worth, according to Ilhan Omar's own financial disclosure form, between $15,000 and $50,000. But on her financial affidavit from a year later, that same winery was listed at a value of between $1 and $5 million. Just real quick. Why does a Muslim own an alcohol company? I thought that wasn't a thing in his.
Well, that is a fair point.
Yeah.
One of the things that I've been thinking about this, like, from every which way, because, like, I start with the doom pill, hashtag nothing ever happens. But then I think, okay, how does a business valuation go from 15K to 1 million? I mean, there are actually a lot of very legal ways that happens. She got a cash injection. They got some investors. You know what I mean? Like, it's entirely possible that this is explained. Like, isn't her husband like some VC guy? He's into, like, it's possible.
The white one or the brother one?
Yeah. But, like, it's entirely possible that somebody invested money into this winery, and I'm not defending her, but I think that Republicans are like, you know, how could a business go up in value? And it's almost like, well, again, you might say, but she did no business. That doesn't matter. Somebody, let's say, she says, hey, I've got this winery. It's tied to me. And some VC people invest $1 million. Boom, the company's worth $1 million. You know, that's not, I'm just saying that's one of many, you know, legal ways that could have happened.
Up until yesterday, Benny Johnson was able to find their supposed inventory bottles and all the things they had, their office location, and a bunch of other information on the business. But as of today, those sites are totally shut down, and any mention of their website has been wiped off the internet. I'm talking
that is damning.
Yeah,
that is really, really bad. What's probably going to end up happening here is she's got some brother, husband, or whatever, and they, like, started it in her name, or, you know what I mean? It's going to be something like she's loosely tied to it and she has nothing to do with it, and she's going to come out and say, oh, but a potato and bananas and rice. You know, this was just a business venture that I invested in. I'm not involved in day-to-day. Like, this is what this is setting up for her to come out and be like, I don't understand. Muslims aren't allowed to drink alcohol, correct, but they can sell it to infidels.
But listen, Pam Bondi is going to send a nicely, strongly worded letter.
The strongest.
Right? Yeah, extremely strong. And then the case is just going to magically disappear on her desk, like most cases do. As there are
right next to the Epstein files. Yeah,
right next to the Clinton indictment, right next to the criminal referrals by Rand Paul and RFK Jr. against Dr. Fauci, right next to the Russian collusion criminal referrals that Tulsi Gabbard put on there that weren't followed through.
Boy,
right
they sidelined her, didn't they?
Oh yeah, and I mean she's not even in the room.
No,
when they're like taking Maduro for a helicopter ride, she's not even there.
Yeah, they benched
she's the
her.
DNI chief, as this was a total intelligence agency job from the very beginning, and she's not even in the room. That's wild, man.
Yeah, they definitely sidelined her.
Wayback Machine, all these other crafty little archive sites, everything is gone. Like,
they took it off the Wayback Machine. You got to know somebody to do that.
The root service. I called my computer buddy Jim. He couldn't even find it. It was some fancy AR jargon bot machine for recovery. I don't even know who was explaining it to me. He couldn't
AR.
even find it.
Who is this guy? Come on, Newsmax. Who is the what does she know about? What is it? Wineration, winerying, and then now he uses augmented reality AI bot. Like, he's just saying words.
What if he's AI? He might be just a fake
that could
iteration. The AI fake machine is here.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
Which is weird that a company that boasted an award-winning wine.
Hey, thanks for the raid, Lady Desiree music. Very cool. Thank you.
The quote double gold winner in 2022 San Fran Chronicle competition with a corporate value of up to $5 million would just vanish into thin air. They didn't sell it. Is it possible for this to be a functioning business and have absolutely no footprint, wiped from the internet, go from 1,000 net worth to 5 million in less than a year?
Well, no other winery on earth's done that, Carl. If anybody knows anything about this, knows that the wine.
That's not true. I'm sure that wineries have increased in value. Come on, Newsmax.
Industry is under enormous pressure. Wineries, there's people pulling up vineyards and closing wineries, including some very well-known ones. People are drinking less wine. The economy is weighed on that in favor of.
All right. Yeah, I mean, alcohol consumption is down. I don't know if that means wine for sure. That part is
cheaper
true.
Alcohol options. So the wine industry has been in mad contraction for quite some time now. But more to the point, you have to have a federal license to have an alcohol facility. Where is her winery on the TTB website? That's right. The federal regulatory body that does this. So no, this doesn't exist, and it's a phantasm that the idea you can have a winery increase in value. Everybody else in the wine business knows better.
Yeah. Yes, wineries absolutely increase in value. That's just nonsense. The interesting thing is, with all of this breaking, I don't know if you saw this last night, Luke. She barely survived a violent attack. It was such a scary, violent moment that she stayed, finished her speech, and did a dozen interviews with CNN after the fact. The reason
after she was sprayed with a mystery substance that looked brown. God. Did they ever find out what that was? Because some people are saying
I know what it is.
Like a false flag.
Do you want me to reveal it to you here live exclusively?
Only if you put it in the title and get everyone clickbaited into the video. To find out.
It's out there. It was apple cider vinegar.
What?
Exactly.
Huh?
Not even pork grease.
It's good for you. It's what you're supposed to take before meals if you have problems with digestion.
Yes. There are a lot of people that take it every day.
Yeah.
It was not bacon grease. It was not holy water. It was not cum. It was not acid. It was apple cider vinegar.
Wow.
Which, when you look at the reaction, by the way, which camp are you in? Are you in that this was a real thing, or are you this was a fake staging?
I have no idea. I don't have enough evidence to go either way.
Yeah.
Obviously,
sometimes
people who
both can be true.
Obviously, maybe it was a staffer that didn't tell her, that orchestrated and organized some of this. That's also a possibility here. Or maybe it was just legitimately a crazy, insane person. I know people are looking into him right now, and it's highlighting how he definitely is dating or being with
He's not racist.
Like radical leftist.
His ex-wife is a radical leftist. Both of his kids are troons. He's dated black chicks, so he's not racist. He stands with Ukraine. He backs Israel. He did have a Trump post. Again, just like with, every time you have one of these, it was like, what are the politics of what's his name? Routh. What were Routh's politics? No one even fucking knows. The guy that tried to assassinate the president. He was just like a crazy guy.
I think Ruth, right?
Ruth, yeah. Sorry, Ruth. He was like obsessed with backing Ukraine, but like he was also just a crazy person. But let's just walk through this. You're a politician. First of all, they allow somebody in the room with a liquid bottle full of whatever, which never would have happened, 2 feet from her. Some deranged person sprays her with an unknown liquid. I'm supposed to believe it was unknown. Not only does she not change her shirt, she attacks the guy. She approaches the guy. Him. Yeah,
I have the video here. We can play the video as we talk about it because it loops in the post I just sent you. Right. And then I sent you a video reaction from Terrence K. Williams responding to it.
Terrence,
who's coming out and saying that it's fake as well.
Yeah, my position is, look, if any other politician got sprayed with a mystery substance, there would be people, they would be taking their clothes off. Like, that is what you're supposed to do. Like, what if he sprayed her with some sort of biohazard, fucking liquid anthrax, and everybody in that room, they never even bothered to test it. They never bothered to quarantine. She went and did interviews, possibly infecting everyone else.
Acid, or like hepatitis or AIDS filled, blood. It's like, damn, you never know what they could, throw at you, or piss or poop,
Yeah, and by the way, she goes after to attack him, and like, by the way, what you don't see in this is she clearly nods at him right here. Watch her look up and nod at him right there. She looked at him and nodded. And then also, the camera was on him multiple times during this event. Nobody knows why, but the camera was on him. The thing is this Terrence's?
I sent you the other clip. It's earlier. It's the second link in the private chat.
I got it. Yeah. Okay. I mean, there's the reason I know that she knew that it wasn't she knew that it was a harmless liquid, in my opinion, because of the way she reacted. Any other politician on any side of the aisle, the protocol would be to get them immediately out of the room and get their clothes off of them, because you don't know what it is. And also, why did he aim down and spray it at her shirt? Like, why wouldn't you spray her in the face? And now that we know it's apple cider vinegar, what on earth? So it wasn't, I would say, by the sheer admission that it was apple cider vinegar, we know that it was not, in fact, an attack. Me spraying you with apple cider vinegar, you can't even say it was meant to do harm. I guess you might stretch and say, oh, it was meant to scare her. Here's Terrence Williams,
And this was staged. I don't care what nobody say. Watch. Must resign. Wait for it. Face impeachment. Lights, camera, action.
Is that too loud?
No.
Okay.
No, it's fine.
I don't know. Because you set it up. You know what it was. It wasn't nothing.
The reason I'm 100% convinced she knew is because this chick is Muslim. What do they do in Muslim countries? Acid attacks.
Yeah.
She was never even concerned for a millisecond about what was sprayed on her. Never once. Not in the moment when you could say, oh, she was in shock. And not 2 hours later when she was wearing the exact same shirt interviewing on CNN.
I need a napkin to know nothing. I need a napkin to know. No, we'll go on. No, we will continue. No. We will continue. You need to go get checked. No, we will continue this. You gonna continue. So, you're not gonna run to the bathroom and wash it off. Somebody just sprayed something on you. A crazy person sprayed you with something mysterious, and you just gonna continue to talk? You got to be crazy. Y'all, this is staged. It was.
I mean, that part of it is like, I would assume that Secret Service detail would be, you don't get to continue. You have to leave and figure out what the fuck is sprayed on you. And why did they wait?
She doesn't have Secret Service, right? I think she just has private security, which obviously failed her.
Failed her badly.
Yeah.
But I'm sure the protocol in there. And then also, like, why did it take until 11 o'clock today, more than 12 hours later, for it to be released as apple cider vinegar? Like, they very clearly had to know last night, that it wasn't anything harmful. And they held that detail so that they could get maximum martyr points. Like, just absolutely maximum martyr points. There's no chat. Some comments from chat. Dingus Count said James O'Keefe said yesterday that no one gets held responsible because there's no money in it. He's probably not wrong.
He's not. Well, a lot of those rich country club Republicans, they live a very plush lifestyle, and they're not going to get dirty.
Yeah, Manny Yud says the GOP is planning the next college debates. Well, the Dems are planning to put their enemies in gulags. Be aware of it. No one is coming to save you. Act accordingly. Stay safe out there. Yeah, I mean, it's hard to deny. General Cal says, what have these people ever done that isn't evil for you to give them the benefit of the doubt on literally anything? It's staged until proven otherwise. Yeah, I mean, the timing of everything. I mean, give me a break. you just so happened to get exposed for this fake winery the day before. Cambria says Tim has been blackpilling more and more. I had to stop watching for now. It's so depressing. I couldn't take it. If you went live when IRL was on, I would definitely watch you instead. LOL. Scooter Maduder says, Jeremy, stop blackpilling. Cash has an eye on the fraud. Unfortunately, it's his lazy eye. Our server says, didn't they convict Trump of 34 counts? Yes, I agree. Of inflating an asset. Yeah. Swimmeroo, I don't think the attack was staged. They never needed that level of security conservatives needed. It's plausible that they never considered any conservative would made it past security. Sure, and our server says, yes, vineyards are well known for increasing in value by 10,000% in a single year. Well, yes, I guarantee you it has happened before when, let's say, they were bought out by, I don't know, somebody with a lot of money, or bought out by a politician and people inject money. I don't know. Again, I'm just saying it's possible. I just think her reaction in the wake of it and the timing of when it happened, the coordinated messages from AOC, this is Donald Trump's fault. It just is. Let's take all of the politics out of it. Why on earth would you just say, I'm going to pick apple cider vinegar, I'm going to spray it on her? It makes no sense. You would do bacon grease at minimum.
If someone's like mentally deranged, not a lot of stuff makes sense that they do. This guy doesn't look like he's all with it either. Like
he looked very drunk.
Pretty weird.
He looked very drunk in his mugshot, and also even when they show him just like sitting there drinking his water, he looks wildly intoxicated.
Weird. He looks discombobulated. He looks like he's not with it, right?
Yeah.
And you can't really understand a lot of those people when they act like that. And I'm always trying to give them kind of like full understanding, so we don't always kind of jump to conclusions.
They did have the camera. They had the camera on him perfectly right before he goes up to attack.
And round of applause for Congresswoman Omar's staff, who's here.
Like if I'm security and I'm seeing that guy sitting there, I'm sending an agent to go talk to him.
Yeah, he does look very suspicious.
This guy's on the sauce. He's acting weird. He's acting loopy. He's acting strange. Security. Like if I'm security, I'm on that guy. All right.
He does. You're not going to be that far away
from her either, especially if you're not patting people down in the front of the building, which I don't think they did, because a lot of these events, they're just like small town events. People just walk on in, and security is very lax because you got to pay for your own security. Security is very expensive. I think I'm going to start my own security company soon. Anyway.
Yeah, I mean, get out of internet dependent earnings requirements. Probably not a bad day, or probably not a bad decision these days.
Yeah.
I mean, look, nothing about this adds up. It doesn't mean it's 100% fake, but it's my opinion. I mean, boy, this would be so stupid to fake, though. It's like, if this is fake, like, golly, you got to at least get wounded. Like, at least Trump's fake assassination, he hurt his ear. This is like, he sprayed a little apple cider vinegar on her sweater and walked away.
Like, I think this is why I think I kind of, again, who knows what happened here? We don't know. I kind of lean more towards a guy being crazy, because it's like, it's really not well thought out, right? It's like, hey, we're going to get a guy. What is he going to do?
He texted the day before. Yeah. He texted a friend the day before and said, I'm going to the Ilhan Omar thing. I might get arrested. So if it was, but like, why is it, I'm going to go spray her? The only thing maybe like he thought, well, I want to scare her. I'm going to pick something that's not dangerous so I don't get a major charge. But sorry, buddy, you're going to get a federal charge. Like, I don't care if it was just water in there. The other thing that's curious is they've charged him with essentially a misdemeanor right now, a third degree assault, I think. Now felonious charges may take some time, before they upgrade these charges, but I would argue this probably. Let's see what they're saying about the apple cider vinegar. It was trending earlier before. Giannis is trending number one. What's going on? Did they trade him? Yeah, probably. Anyway,
is he traded or no?
They're gonna trade him to fucking Miami or the New York Knicks. That's gonna be, it's whatever. The team is, the Bucks did everything they could to give him everything he needed, and now he's bailing on us when our salary cap is butt fucked. Thanks a lot, Giannis. Real loyal. But anyway, I know people.
I don't care much for sports balls, but
yeah. He's not going to the Lakers. Miami, they don't have anything. I do
like the Knicks, so I guess that's good.
He's not going anywhere that can't give multiple first round picks. So he's not going to the Lakers.
New York doesn't have a lot of first round picks either.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. Like, the Bucks are not going to give him away. So this idea of them going to a mega team just probably isn't happening. The apple cider vinegar. I'm rolling. So it's now reported Omar got sprayed with apple cider vinegar at a town hall event. If they can prove it was staged, then they should make her pay for hazmat team out of her own pocket. Yeah, I mean, everybody tweeting about how good.
Is very dangerous because, like, the whole Jussie Smollett thing has taught everyone that all these like false flags get uncovered very quickly and very fast. Now, Trump came out. Trump said, "Quote: Ilhan Omar probably had herself sprayed." Right?
Yeah,
and then he called her a fraud. So that's what Donald Trump is saying.
He's all of us.
Yes. So that's his kind of thinking here. I mean, listen, we have the NSA. We have like spying agencies that listen and track us through our freaking blenders, right?
Right. Our smart refrigerators.
Yeah. We have tech right now that knows almost everything about us and is creating predictive programming that will know what we're going to do in the future. You're telling me the NSA database can't find out if there is some kind of false flagging here or not? They can. And if Donald Trump really wants to get to the bottom of it, he can. Will they? They won't. They probably won't charge her for any of the other stuff as well. I know their memes are great, but I think a lot of this is like world wrestling entertainment, staged, fake enemy, villain, heel type of discussions, as I think there's some real serious things that we need to talk about, especially when it comes to the economy, especially when it comes to the way of life, especially when it comes to domestic policy, immigration, that are a little bit more important than Ilhan Omar. I mean, Congress is just rotten to its core. No one likes Congress. You saw what Tim Burchett came out and said? Yeah. He described how members of Congress are buying up real estate and then renting it back to the government. It's like Ponzi scheme upon Ponzi scheme, and no one wants to uncover it. No one wants to clean it up. No one wants to stop the corruption. And it's just them taking advantage of the American taxpayer that they're treating like a cow. We're being milked. We're not even getting any sustenance in response to it.
Yeah, it's I mean, not to black pill, but basically everybody in Congress is on the take. Even everybody's little favorite Bernie Sanders guy. They're all getting rich. You know, I mean, my confidence level of Ilhan Omar, you know, going to jail over this is almost zero. I still refuse to black pill. Like, hopefully it will get better. Yeah, I mean, hopefully. Look, first of all, I have to see proof that Ilhan Omar participated in fraudulent activity in terms of the winery. Okay, we know that its value increased. Fine. But we have to, like, that's not a crime. You know, it's rare. It's a red flag, but like the IRS needs to investigate and show me there's a crime before I'm going to expect any kind of criminal, you know, misconduct. Just saying it's rare doesn't mean it doesn't happen. Somebody wins the lottery every day. You know,
usually connected to Epstein or the CIA, oddly as well.
Yeah. I think Epstein won the lot. Hasn't his estate won the lottery like multiple times?
Yeah, there's reporting that his New Mexico estate won the lottery when he was arrested in Florida.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do want to give a quick shout out to Field of Greens. You know, thankful sponsor for the show. Speaking of getting healthy, most people don't look forward to their annual physical because they're nervous about what the doctor might find. That's what you do. That's why what you do before the appointment matters. So before your next checkup, make the one health change your doctor should notice, or your money back. Make it Field of Greens. Doctors today look beyond your calendar age. They look at biological age, how healthy your cells and vital organs are. Field of Greens was designed with that in mind. Each fruit and vegetable is doctor selected to support your cells, heart, lungs, kidney, and healthy weight. In fact, a study at the university study found participants who only added Field of Greens saw measurable improvement in key health markers. Just one change changed everything. That's why Field of Greens promises your doctor will notice your improved health or your money back. Go into your next physical confident. One scoop, once a day, done. Make Field of Greens your one smart change this year. Check out the university study and get 20% off at fieldofgreens.com, promo code quartering. That's fieldofgreens.com, promo code quartering. And there's also a QR code on the screen and a link in the description below. Luke, tell the people, by the way, where they can find your content before we move on to this Pretti shooting development, which I think is pretty interesting.
Yep, I'm still hanging on for dear life on youtube.com/wearechange. That's my main channel. I've been working a lot there. I've been doing a lot of interesting content. I think my next videos are going to be about the ticks that make you allergic to meat. I think there's a major psyop happening with that. And then there's people talking about fake snow. So that's going to be the next video that I'm going to be releasing.
Don't eat snow, people. Yeah. There's a viral video of this woman making ice cream out of snow. And they're like, I used to do this as a kid. And it's so great. She like takes a snow, puts it in a mixer, puts salt in and chocolate. Don't eat snow. All right. No. Every chemical imaginable in the air is collected by that snow. And you're eating that. Like, please don't do that.
Yes, do not do that. Do not redeem it.
Yeah.
I like to definitely. I've been going on a tear with the economy stuff, which is pretty. It's pretty. I mean, it's I've been telling people about gold and silver for about like 15 years now. So in a way, I'm like kind of happy and excited because I've been stacking silver myself. But in another way, I'm also like petrified of like what this means for the economy.
Yeah.
So I break that down and a lot more, especially with what I think is going to be happening next. youtube.com/wearechange.
Yeah. And wherever you're watching me, I'm happy that you just watch. And I appreciate everyone using my link to join Rumble Premium, which supports the show directly and gives you no ads on your videos, or joining the Discord over at thequartering.com/join. Had about 10 new members yesterday. Very, very cool. Got to talk to some new people in chat. Also on YouTube, viewer message. Hey, Luke, I'm a big fan of you, Quartering, and the rest of the Quartering crew. Very cool. Thanks for Oni Sack. Thanks for the kind words. It's very, very interesting time. Mojo Ronan says Omar is now a victim, out over an abundance of caution. She can't do public speaking. She can't be investigated, prosecuted, or deported now. She's so stunning and brave for surviving a vinegar attack. I agree. So the two DHS agents, or at least two DHS agents now, have been put on leave over the Alex Pretti shooting. J-Hope says, Luke, my mom got alpha gal from a tick. Now she can't eat any meat. I've heard about that.
That's horrible.
Other than turkey, she has been researching and found lots of shady government stuff involved. Could send you info if interested. Yeah, the tick.
Yeah, I think it's a Bill Gates bioweapon. Personally,
yeah, is spooky. I don't know if it's a new thing, but certainly the coverage of it has been new. Now these two agents have been put on leave. That does not necessarily mean anything. I think generally when you have an officer involved shooting, you get put on leave in general. But they did put that they will not be allowed out in the field anymore and will be given desk jobs going forward.
Yeah, I think that's the right move. I know it's controversial. And I talked to a lot of different like police officers and security experts about this stuff. I had a big conversation about it yesterday. But I just sent you a clip. I think Bavino just put him in a different jurisdiction as soon as the incident happened.
Yeah.
And overall, legally, this is the nuanced argument that I think needs to be made here. Because like legally in a court of law, those officers are going to not get charged.
I would think so. Yeah. I think there'll be charges. Yeah.
Is it a good shot? Absolutely not. Right. You can't. And I know it's confusing and there's a number of factors. But just, even if the SIG went off accidentally behind them, we're still waiting for confirmation of that.
There's still haven't confirmed that. I think it's pretty clear there was an ND that happened, which led to the shootings. Yeah.
Even if that happens, right? As someone who carries a firearm, you're responsible for every bullet that comes out. I understand his actions weren't the best, and he wasn't the smartest, and he was intervening, and he was causing trouble. I get it, but he wasn't a threat. And it didn't deserve an execution. If something happens behind you, it doesn't mean you take out the gun and shoot the first target in front of you unless there's a threat against you. And I think they made a mistake. I think that's why they're not releasing the body footage. And I think this is why Kristi Noem and Bavino got into a lot of hot water with Donald Trump, because they came out and released the same statement that was
I hated
bombastic, that wasn't true, that they lied about it. And I have the clip, and it was a scripted script that wasn't smart to release, as they were literally talking about him. And the New York Post was talking about this too. He was running around brandishing his firearm. He wanted to cause massive amount of harm. It didn't. He was protesting illegally, which he should have been held accountable for. That doesn't mean you deserve a death sentence. I believe it's an accident. I don't believe it's an execution. I believe there's a number of factors, including the tear gas, the pepper spray that probably was in the air, the cell phone that was in his hand. And I believe there was a big accident that happened. It was negligence. And I wouldn't feel safe with those guys out there. You don't shoot the first thing that is in front of you. If a situation goes off, you have to assess. You shoot what is a threat against you. And I know a lot of times it's very difficult to make those shots, and it's easy to armchair quarterback this, but it was a bad shot. Legally justified shot, sure. Bad shot, bad optics. Don't lie about it. And I think that's why Kristi Noem and Bonvino are in hot water.
Well, I wholeheartedly disagree. I think the shot was 100% clean and warranted. What we agree on is this nonsense that Kristi Noem and Bovino came out with, and implied that a man carrying a gun legally is, evidence of him having, ill intent. They use like Democrat talking points. I did see the brandishing comment, which is a lie. He never brandished it. The facts of the case are, however, he went, I'm done with your coffee. I didn't make the statement. Fucking Luke's costing me money. We have
a different of opinion.
Yeah,
you have your point,
you finish.
I have my point.
Yeah, I that's called letting your co-host finish and not spurging out. We disagree on this.
Maybe he's on my side.
Oh yeah, maybe. Yeah. I think the shot was good and clean. He reached, he had a gun on him. He fought with agents 6 days before. Okay, so he's already known to be a violent offender and agitator with ICE. The gun was there. I do agree that the whistling and the tear gas made things more difficult.
The pepper
they probably
spray
couldn't communicate over the loud whistling going on. We don't know if the guy that disarmed him had even said, I disarmed, that he's been disarmed. When he then, after he yelled gun, 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 which was a rightful call out, and then he reaches behind we won't break down the footage, everyone's seen it, but he reaches behind his back, comes out with what I think we both agree is his cell phone. He comes out, he reaches around back, comes out with his cell phone, gets shot. The shot is clean to me. I think my problem is with how they covered it afterwards, where they were like, he was there to do mass damage. Why? Just because he had 2 magazines? That's totally common for people to carry, to have extra mags. That's a totally common thing.
Listen, if I'm running a simulation and a suspect is disarmed and then they get shot and killed disarmed while not being a threat against someone else, that's just a bad shot. That's just my opinion. That's how I see it. I know some other security and police professionals that see it as a bad shot as well. I know a lot of people are disappointing with the messaging. The messaging did not help.
The messaging made it worse. It was a borderline shoot. You're on the other side. I'm on the side that, it's definitely clean. It's very different than him having pulled his gun out and been like, I'm going to kill you. Like that is a very clean shoot, I think it was a fine shoot. lawful but awful kind of thing. But this shit where they came out and they're like, he was looking to do maximum damage. No. Now,
but listen, we still haven't gotten the footage, and Donald Trump talked about how
I
he
don't know if
wants
they
an
had
honest,
body cams. Did they?
Huh?
I don't think those guys were wearing body cams.
No, Caroline Levitt says we're not going to release the body cam footage, right? So the White House spokesperson said she's not releasing the body cam footage. They're probably investigating it, and there's probably a reason why these guys are being put on desk duty.
Yeah,
now,
they might
I
get
would
charges.
say it's a bad shot, mainly because, one, there's a lot of chaos. There's pepper spray in the air. There's ice. It's slippery. How many other Border Patrol agents do you have around you? It wasn't ICE. It was Border Patrol, right? How many Border Patrol agents do you have around you? You don't see a threat. You could have very easily hurt another officer. You could have put the other officer lives in danger as well.
The pucker factor on that shoot was high. That's true.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And listen, I don't want those type of officers who aren't trained for those type of situations. And granted, it's very difficult to train, and it's very easy to arm back, quarterback this. It's very easy. To be on your high horse here. People make mistakes. I believe this was a mistake, but I believe through their investigation, this is the Trump administration saying, yeah, you guys have desk duty, because I think everyone realizes here you guys made a mistake. And that's why, I stand with my assessment here. From the beginning, I was like, guys, this is what the right is saying. This is what the left is saying. Let's wait until we find out more information. But it's pretty clear here. It looks like this administration is taking it very seriously and is putting them on desk leave for the remainder of their careers for a reason.
Yeah, I mean, they know at least the optics are bad. Like, I'll agree that the optics are bad because it's very easily spun. I don't think he should have put these people on desk duty, because I think that's admitting fault. But I think, look, Alex Pretti showed up and was participating in these signal chats, stalking ICE agents, actively getting involved, breaking the law. He was not legally carrying at the time of this crime. He did not have his license on him. And the moment you have a CCW, and if you are engaging in a crime, you are no longer legally carrying. These are the facts.
It's a minor misdemeanor in that jurisdiction.
It doesn't matter. You can't, if you're carrying and you have a license and you're committing a crime, you are no longer legally carrying. And you know this, and I know this. And
well, no, it depends. Like in Florida, we have constitutional. Yeah, it does. So in Florida, we have constitutional carry.
If you go in and rob a bank, and in Florida, and you have a gun, and they're not going to say that you were legally carrying it if you're carrying it in the commission of a crime.
It all depends on the jurisdiction and the local laws here. Like in New Hampshire, you could open carry, walk around everywhere. It's constitutional carry.
Right.
Florida, it's weird now. It depends on also the local kind of jurisdiction here as well. But a lot of people are saying, a lot of the tone deaf comments on the Second Amendment aren't good. Like, who cares he had a second magazine? Who cares that, So listen, yes, he was violating the law. He was interfering with law enforcement. You charge him for that. That doesn't mean he gets the death sentence. It doesn't mean there should be a judge, jury, and executioner there. That's not an excuse for it. Charge him, hold him legally accountable. The police in Minneapolis for not being involved here are culpable, in my opinion, as well as the local politicians that told the police not to do anything here. Yeah, I think they're culpable here.
Maybe not letting
an unfortunate situation that sadly led to life loss. That is horrible. And I think the optics are just awful here.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want. I mean, we're going to disagree on this, but my final point is, he fought law enforcement officers 6 days before. This time, he came back with a gun. I mean, to me, this guy was in the wrong completely. He was not legally carrying just because he had a license, because he didn't have his ID or his license, his concealed carry license on him, which means he's unlawfully carrying. As far as I know, in Minneapolis, there are different jurisdictions. It's your responsibility to know the law. So some states you cannot carry when you're attending protests. In Minneapolis, I found 2 different search results. One said that you could, one said that you couldn't. I'm not, again, I wish Alex Pretti would have made 1,000 different decisions. By the way, did you know that he had been unemployed and basically spending all of his time in these Antifa groups over the past 2 months? You know, this guy was not like just chilling. I think he reached, in my opinion, he reached for his gun and it wasn't there. But we don't know. We'll never know. Now he's dead. He had 25 states banned carrying at protests and demonstrations, but I don't think Minneapolis is one of them.
Yeah, there was fake AI news going around being like, this is the law. And it was AI. It was all fake.
Yes. So I'm not 100% sure about Minneapolis law. But in my opinion, Alex Pretti was carrying that gun to use against ICE agents because he fought with them the week before and he told all of his fat liberal friends that, he felt like he was going to die. And then this week he came back with his gun. And now he's dead. But I mean,
his actions don't warrant that, right? Like his actions, he wasn't pulling the gun. Like he wasn't, you can't attribute something that we don't know, right?
We don't know that he was reaching for his gun. We can only guess. That's a fact. But I would say, the fact that he had it, that he was reaching for something, the fact that the officers were alerted to a gun makes the shot clean. But you agreed they're not going to get charged and they're not going to go to jail. Like Luke's not saying
I talked to like 7 other security professionals yesterday. 6 of them said it was a bad shot. And that trained this type of stuff. One of them was like, I don't like commies. And I'm like, okay, I get it.
Yeah.
But that's not how you handle the situation.
In court, they're going to say, the world has had the benefit of, these guys don't live in 30 frames a second. The whole thing happened in 10 or 15 seconds. Someone yelled gun, a shot went off. That's going to be the key. Was that first shot an ICE officer or was that first shot from the gun auto discharging? I guess it's not technically a negligent discharge. It was like, the gun going off, when he was disarming him, walking away, did he put his hand on the trigger? Did the gun fire itself? These are probably questions that would, we know he didn't fire it. We know Pretti did not fire that shot because he had already been disarmed. So there's definitely a lot of, we don't know that he didn't have other weapons. I don't know. All I can say is that I wish it had been different. I wish that Pretti would not have brought a gun when he had planned to commit crimes, which is exactly what he did do. He was in the street, blocking traffic, trying to unarrest violent criminals. I wish that he had not brought a gun. He'd be alive today. I think that part everyone would agree on. If those officers don't see a gun and yell gun, 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 he gets arrested like everybody else.
Yeah, well, it's pretty clear here. If you have a gun, you don't interfere with law enforcement. That's pretty clear, right?
They teach you that when you carry.
That's basic stuff. That's understandable. But at the same time, if you're law enforcement, you only are justifiable to take out the threat in front of you.
Yeah,
right? And you're responsible for every bullet. And it was an accident, and it's
I don't think so, but we'll just agree to disagree on that. It might have been an accident on their side. We don't know. But I think the result, like they might have come out and said like, oh, well, I accidentally pulled the trigger 10 times. Yeah. I don't know.
But none of those officers' lives was in danger. None of them.
They didn't know that at the time, though.
Losing their lives.
They didn't know that. All they knew was gun, 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 and then a shot went off. They didn't know that the gun had been cleared. Communication at the scene probably would have been a little helpful too. Yeah,
but you don't put your fellow officers in danger, right? At the same time by just overreacting. Yeah,
well, I guess we'll see. Mr. Tough Guy says, I guarantee Luke in that situation, he's firing on that guy the moment Alex got in his face. These agents had. One thing that I would like to see is some video from beforehand, because even the video you sent me, like, it sure seemed like those ICE officers escalated very quickly. Like, was something said? Was something done before that footage we saw, right? Because like the footage we all saw was basically the ICE officer walking over and immediately pepper spraying him and pushing him down. Was there an altercation before that? Did he say something like, I have a gun? Or, I don't know. I wish that we had seen more of that, because the only clip I have is the ICE officers basically pummeling him immediately. Was it warranted? I don't know. You know, Crowder has the video from beforehand. I don't know. I think I've seen every video that exists, and the one thing we see is the girl in pink who's recording faces the camera down, and by the time she brings it back up, they're already fighting. So I don't know, you know what? Yeah, shouldn't have brought a gun. Yeah, I would say people are very emotional about this in chat. Like, I would ask, you know, hey, maybe dial it down. Like, it's okay to agree to disagree. But you know, we weren't there. Nobody was there. I stand by the shoot. Luke has questions about the shoot, but that's, you know, I don't think they cannot release the body cam footage, to be honest with you. I think that's going to come out, right? So if it goes to trial, they have to release it. We must rage, Jeremy. Okay, fine. Rage on. I don't know. You know, civil chat, civil war. Yeah. Yeah. Sergeant says, Luke, I disagree. I'm in that officer's shoes. I hear a fellow officer say gun. Then I hear a gunshot. I'm going to assume a fellow cop. Yeah. I mean, I think that's what they would argue in court, which is why I think if it went to trial, these guys would. I mean, I'm not saying they won't go to trial because it is Minnesota. Look what they did to Derek Chauvin.
That's
but
true. I just sent you the video of the White House saying that they won't be releasing the body cam footage.
Well, if it goes to trial, they have to.
Does he want body camera footage to be released to the public? Now,
that's not something I've heard the president commit to, so I won't do that from the podium.
Well, they're not saying no. They're just saying I haven't heard the president say anything about that.
As soon as the previous ICE incident happened with Renee Good, it was like
an hour. Yeah, they had that footage out like an hour later.
They haven't released this one. And
he had an altercation with them before he was arrested. I don't know the exact timeline, but I
think a week before, I think he had his ribs broken or something.
Yes, he claimed his rib was broken. We don't know if that was really true. The shoe was, Honky Kong says, the shoe was questionable for sure, but I think SIG did SIG things. Yeah. I mean, if the SIG did fire, I mean, I don't know how you convict them, because any normal person would be like, that's a gunshot, you know, and, you know, I
mean,
think,
if a shot goes off behind you, that doesn't mean you get to shoot the first thing in front of you. That's just my take.
Yeah, but that's not what happened here. I mean, it was his gun. That's what the only question I have is if the ICE officer fired, and then, you know, if the ICE officer is the first person to fire or not. That's the question, my only question. And I don't really think it changes the outcome of this shoot, but yeah, we'll have to see.
It depends, because then it kind of explains the officers were spooked by a shot going off behind them, and then they acted with deadly force.
Yeah. We'll have to see. I mean, they're on leave for a reason, but they were involved in a deadly shooting. And so I think even the other officer was kind of put on leave too. The Renee Good officer. And he was cleared. Blue says, go put your money where your mouth is and get your ass out there and do it. I don't think anybody wants. Hey, I give all the credit in the world to ICE officers. You know, I support them completely. That doesn't mean they're infallible. You know, I support police completely. That doesn't mean they're infallible. We all saw the Acorn cop. You know, that came up the other day. If you still carry a P320 at this point, that's on you. Yeah, I mean, I saw a video of a guy on the internet where he just squeezed the slide and it fired. And I was like, holy shit. Like, I imagine Pretti's family, if they're going to sue anybody, they should sue SIG. Because they're going to say that SIG ghost discharging is why he got shot. Let's see. Chaos is the new tactic. Yeah. What do you make of the FBI raids? It looks like, you know, Trump is, by hook or by crook, he's gonna work on this, what he calls election interference, or, you know, investigate the 2020 election. You think there's going to be anything there? I mean, Fulton County was kind of the epicenter, right, of most of the questions.
Yeah, I just sent you the Fox News clip talking about this. But if you remember, I believe it was the World Economic Forum, Donald Trump came out and said that he found evidence of election. What did he call it? Interference or rigging? I forgot the exact words. And that he said this is going to be breaking news. There's going to be some serious charges surrounding that. And then he kind of hinted at Maduro providing some interesting information about that, which of course was something that General Flynn and Alex Jones have been talking about when it comes to the justification of arresting Maduro. A lot of people are saying, well, that sounds like a lot like 4D chess here. Who knows what's really going on here? I'll believe it when I see it.
Yeah.
But Trump's comments were pretty on point when it came to election interference at the World Economic Forum. I'm going to try to find that clip too.
Fox News is learning FBI agents are on site at a Fulton County election office in Georgia, where they are conducting a search. David Spunt's got more details for us on this developing story. David?
Hi, Sandra. This is a satellite office for the Fulton County Elections Office. The FBI Atlanta press office confirming this, not giving many details, saying that the FBI is executing a court-authorized law enforcement action. No other details at this time, but we do know via sources a judge signed off on this warrant, allowing these agents, as you see them, enter this building to take items from the inside. Now, we're told that this is a sealed matter before the court, meaning details are now limited. Now, agents are looking at documents, phones, computers. We are told via multiple sources this is related to the 2020 presidential election. Now, we don't know specifically what agents are taking to the FBI lab, items that may eventually become part of a federal case.
I mean, we know that there's election fraud. It's just a matter of didn't Washington just have to remove 800,000 voters from their register poll just today? I think it was reported. I think they said Wisconsin has hundreds of thousands of voters registered. That doesn't necessarily mean they voted, but Trump has to lock these elections down by the midterms. Voter ID.
Yeah, or implement some kind of policy that actually allows registered people to vote and have to show ID. Now, Trump has been talking about this for quite a while. He always has said that the 2020 elections were rigged. It used to be a thing that if you brought up on YouTube, you used to get censored heavily for bringing up. You couldn't even talk about it. You couldn't even play clips from Trump.
Right.
You couldn't, after what happened at J6, Trump was banned on all social media. But in December, he made a comment talking about how he was going to release truckloads of evidence proving the 2020 election was rigged by Democrats at Davos. Just a few days ago, about a week ago exactly, he said, quote, "People will soon be prosecuted for what they did." Quote, "It's probably breaking news, but there should be. It was a rigged election." So that's what he said, January 21st, exactly 7 days ago. Now, listen, he's been saying this for quite a while.
He's been saying it since 2020.
Exactly. Does that mean we're actually going to get close? Because if he actually blows this story up and makes it as big as it actually is and actually proves it, this is game changing. This is huge, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But he's kind of been adverse towards doing big things domestically. He hasn't been rocking the boat. And there's other people are saying that he's kind of using it as leverage behind the scenes. I think that's a bad move. I think him going to Davos and saying soon people will be prosecuted. I mean, let's just say hypothetically, you are one of these people that rigged the election.
Yeah. Why are you giving them notice?
Why are you giving them? Yeah. Why are you helping them? Yeah. Why are you telling them? Or are you just trying to placate the base? Are you just trying to give us some meat? Right. So we actually still have hopium here of some bigger justice and accountability.
I don't care about. Well, I don't care about going back and investigating the 2020 election. I care about, because we have a limited amount of time, I just want them to fortify this one. Don't even focus on that. Maybe focus on that in the next 10 years, but get voter ID in place for the midterms, get voter ID in place for the next presidential election, get these voter ID register rolls cleaned up. I'm a big fan of not looking back so much as all right, we know the system was fucked. Well, let's implement stuff like we did prove it. Let's make sure voter ID is in place. Let's make sure, voter rolls are correct. Wait, Jeremy, have to show ID in Wisconsin, added to the Constitution 2024. Yes. Yeah, I did have to show my ID when I voted. But that's not true. Yeah, that's not true in a lot of states. In Minnesota, I think is one. California is one. I do have to dip a little bit early today. I do apologize. I'm trying to help my wife get ready. I'm sending her on vacation tomorrow. So I've got to go help her with some stuff this afternoon. But I will be back live streaming later tonight. Luke, let the people know, before I send this over to Viva Fry, let the people know where they can find you.
Very tumultuous comments. I'm reading all of them.
They're very mad at you, Luke. Yeah.
I love
some of them are mad at me.
Yeah. I think mostly they're mad at me. It's okay. Yeah. I like the discussion. I like the debates. Prove me wrong otherwise. And just try to take a safety course. Try to take a firearms course. I mean, I've been autistically doing that within the last ever since COOF, but very seriously within the last 4 years. And once you get in there, you could see how complicated, difficult, and hard it is to assess everything. But I think I'm going to do more security-related content, more type of simulations, more type of scenarios and situations where we're going to get people out in the field and see, what's going to happen under these security areas. So stay tuned for that. YouTube.com/WeAreChange. Always appreciate the very lively conversations and very diverse opinions. I appreciate it very much.
Yeah, and I appreciate you guys. I'll be back live tonight around 5 Central. I'm going to do some news and then probably some video games, which I know most of you won't care about the video games, but I'll be back live to make it up to you guys. And otherwise, tomorrow at 2 Eastern, if you're unable to make it for the 5 o'clock stream, I appreciate you tuning in today. Sorry about the quick exit, but I just got a text that I've got to help out with some things. I'm sending my wife's mom on vacation. She's 60 years old and never even left the state. And I'm sending them to a foreign country. So there's some last minute panic and I need to go calm everybody down. So we'll see you guys later today and then again tomorrow at 2 Eastern. Appreciate you guys.